Hello, ladies. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how to properly use our Mary Kay brush set, and also makeup application, different tips and tricks, things like that. Earlier today on Facebook, I posted a picture of my favorite going out look with a bright, sparkly purple. It's kind of a smoky eye, but instead of doing, just coals and charcoal color, it was a bright, sparkly purple, which is my personal favorite. So that's the one that I'm going to be doing today. But I kind of wanted to use this tutorial video just as a way to answer a bunch of questions all at once and to kind of show you step by step, beginning to end, what I do. I can't give you information as far as like what your personal style is. That's all up to you. That's your creativity if you want to have fun with your colors. But I can show you what I do, and hopefully that will answer some of your questions. First thing is first, you always want to wash your face before you put makeup on. We have a saying in Mary Kay that you can't paint the Mona Lisa on the bark of a tree, and it's true. If you try putting makeup on a face that is not clean, it's not going to sit right, it's not going to look right. That's how you get that cakey look with your makeup. So just make sure that you clean your face thoroughly, moisturize your face thoroughly, so that way your makeup really gets, the most out of what it's supposed to look like. So if I have already pre-washed my face, you guys don't need to watch me do that part. So my first step is our foundation primer, which comes in a bottle that looks like this. It has SPF 15, so it helps keep your face, protected from the sun, or if you work inside, fluorescent lighting, all of that nonsense that, helps age our skin that we don't like. So a little bit goes a long way. It's very silky, it's very smooth, so I just kind of rub it on my fingertips and then just kind of blot it on my face and then just kind of rub it in. It's very feather light, so it doesn't feel like you're really wearing anything. It's just a nice prep before you put on that foundation. And that's good for either liquid foundation or mineral powdered foundation. It works good for both. And as you can see, that took no time. So it's super, super simple, no big deal at all. And then of course the next step would be our foundation. I personally use liquid foundation. I just feel like for my skin, it feels better. My skin's a little bit oily, so the matte wear for me works a lot better. So I'm going to be showing you how to do it with our liquid foundation brush. If you don't have a brush, you can use your fingertips. I just find that with a brush, it goes on smoother, it goes on cleaner, thinner, and you're not using as much product. So I just put literally a little bit on the tip of the brush, no big deal. It spread, like I said, it spreads on really thin. So if you're just looking, to throw on a little bit of makeup to run your errands or whatever, you can just use, one little layer and it'll give you coverage so that you don't feel like a hot mess while you're running around, but not like you're, putting on a bunch of makeup like you're going to go out somewhere. I personally start from the top and work my way down. So I'll go down and out. Everyone kind of does it differently, so that's up to you. If you see me use the little mirror, it's because I just want to make sure it's all blended right. So if the mirror gets in the way, I'm sorry. But you want to just make sure that you're evenly covered. You bring it out to your hairline. Yes, ladies, makeup can go on your neck, so don't have that, that jawline. Always make sure that you're blending down. Let me grab a little bit more, sorry. And like I said, it's layerable, so if you need a little bit of extra coverage, go ahead and just do that process again. That way it makes sure that everything is nice and even, that, anything like that. If you have dark spots or if you have acne scars or anything like that and you want to use a little bit of concealer, I would suggest using the concealer first, and then putting on your foundation. I do have a little blemish mark right there. I don't know if you can tell from the video, so I'm just putting a little bit of extra foundation on the brush just to go over that one little spot. Just use your brush and kind of stipple over it. If you swipe like that, it won't stay as condensed, I guess, for lack of a better word. and it won't have as good as coverage. So I just stipple in that one little area, and now like you can't really see it. Again, I don't know if you could see it before, but I can't see it now. So super, super easy. Like my face is already concealed. It's already got my foundation. I'm good to go. And that took 0 time. I love the brush, and my hands are still clean, which is amazing. So next step after that, you can use an eye primer if you want to use an eye primer. I personally, for my smoky eye, I feel like I can blend the colors a little bit better if I don't have the primer on it. And again, because I'm oily, I probably should be using the primer. So for this purpose, I will. You just put a little dab on your fingers. Sorry, I forgot to take the lid off. Prepping. Put a little dab on your finger. Always use your ring finger whenever you're using anything that has to do with your eye area, just because you won't be putting as much pressure on your eyes that way. So just a little bit, and I'm doing the under part too, just because for smoky eye you do put some shadow on the underneath part. So just a little dab over top of it. It really helps keep your shadows and your eyeliner and everything in place, especially if you're going to be wearing it for a long time. So that's all of that. One extra step that I like to use, it is with our powder brush that looks like this. It's the big fluffier brush. I personally love our translucent powder. It is my favorite. I love it. It comes in a little container, you know, a little loose powder container. So I just put a little bit in the lid. I dab a little bit on the brush, and then just kind of, you know, click off the rest of it. And then in a circular motion, I just put it all around my face, and basically what this does is it helps set the foundation. Some people like to put the translucent powder on after they have already done all their makeup, so that it, you know, helps sets their eyeliner, it helps sets their eyeshadow, all of that. But I personally just do it after the foundation, and because I'm using the eye primer, I feel like the eye primer will keep my makeup on my eyes plenty great enough. Like I don't feel like I need the extra translucent powder on top of my eyes plus the eye primer. So that's just me. But always making sure that you're really getting your oil spots if that's a problem for you. I do notice that for people who have drier skin, if you use the makeup finishing spray, that tends to work better for people who have drier skin. The translucent powder tends to work better for people who have combo to oily skin. But it's all up to your body's chemistry, your skin. So try both of them, you know, whatever works for you, that's what you should use. But for me personally, the translucent powder is amazing. And I've had this for like 2 months and it barely looks like I've used any. So I love it. So that's my next step. And then after that, I don't have long eyelashes. I personally just don't. I have a lot of them, but they're not long. So I usually use my mascara in steps. So after my foundation, I will do my first step of mascara. Always, 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 if you're going to use an eyelash curler, always make sure that you're curling your eyelashes before you put the mascara on. If you're wearing mascara and then you curl your eyelashes, you run the chance of ripping them out. The curl is not going to be appropriate for the look that you're trying to get. And it just works way better, and it's better for your eyes if you do it, you know, before you've put mascara on. So you never want to start at the base and just squeeze. What you want to do is kind of gently walk the curler out so that it will curl your eyelashes in a natural look. You always want to try to keep things natural. I know that we're putting on makeup and it sounds weird, but you want to try to keep things looking as natural as possible. God already made you beautiful, so you're just kind of enhancing that beauty. So make sure that you walk the curler out so that your eyelashes get that natural looking curl. And then I will do my first layer of mascara now. The first layer doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to put a lot on at first. We're going to be doing, you know, 2 or 3 more layers. So keep it simple. My first layer usually goes on pretty thin, just something to set the curl. I don't want anything extravagant, you know. right away because I'm going to be building. So it's always better to start small and then build up rather than start off extreme and then you're stuck with that extremity. You can't take it off once you've put it on, but you can always put more on. So just keeping just enough mascara to keep that curl that we just got. So nothing major, no big deal at all. There, that part's done. So the first step is going back to the brushes. What you're looking for is the color brush, which looks like this, not to be confused with the crease brush that looks like this, that has the little point to it. So when you're using the color brush, that's the one that you want to use for your mid-tone. And your mid-tone color should always be something close or similar to your actual skin tone. So because I'm doing the smoky eye, I'm not going to do a lot of mid-tone, but I do want to get the first general shape of your eye, and that's what your mid-tone is for. So the palette that I'm using looks like this. So my mid-tone color is the one right in the middle. Clever. So you just put a little bit on. Honestly, our shadows are so amazing. A little bit goes a long way. It really does. So I just put a little bit on, and then I will use the shape of my eyes. I put my mid-tone right under my crease line, and then you always want to start out and work your way in. So I won't use the mirror for this. I'll use the video, or the camera, sorry, so that you can actually see what I'm doing. You want to start out and work your way in, circular motions, you know, so that way everything is going on appropriately. Honestly, the way that these brushes are shaped, you don't have to have any kind of background in makeup for your makeup to look amazing when you're using these brushes, which is one thing that I love about them. The shape of them really does all of the work for you, which is just great. So that's as simple as that, just a little bit to give you kind of an undertone. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Like I said, this smoky eye look I'm doing is with a purple. So I don't want to put too much mid-tone because then the purple isn't going to shine through like I want it to. But I do want to get that general shape of my eye in there. So easy peasy, I'm already done. When you're using brushes, you want to keep some kind of like paper towel or toilet paper or cotton ball or something close by so that you can just do, you know, a quick little wipe to get the extra color off the top of it. So then my next step is that I'm going to use this super awesome purple, which is our plum. If you have a different shade of purple that works for you, I know that, you know, there are different shades. There's more like lilac colors. There's more that are some, you know, more shimmery than others, whatever look you're going for, but the plum is my personal favorite. So again, just putting a little bit on and then building to color. That's the main thing. I'm going to use the mirror for this so that I don't mess up, because it would be terrible to mess up on video. So same thing, you're starting from the end and working your way in. I go in circular motions just because I feel like that works best for me. But again, it's all up to you. It's whatever, you know, it's whatever gives you the look that you're looking for. So I go in circular motions. Now for me, I have normal set eyes, so you can see the crease all the way across when my eyes are open. And they're basic set because they're exactly one eye width apart. So depending on your eye shape, depending on, you know, the set of your eyes, your makeup might turn out a little bit different. You might have to use a couple of different techniques. So that, you know, those are individual questions that we can go over. So don't hesitate to ask me if you're confused about anything. But for me, I have basic set eyes, and, you know, you can see the crease all the way across. So I'm not putting the color as high up as I put the mid-tone, just because, you know, you want that depth, you want the definition. And if you're overlapping one color on top of another color on top, you don't get the fade. Always when you're doing smoky eyes, start at the bottom and work your way up. just because you want it to gradually be getting lighter, not darker. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, the opposite. You want it to be getting darker, not lighter. So that's all it takes for that side. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the other side as well. So it doesn't matter if you're doing a mid-tone that is close to your skin tone. It doesn't matter if you're doing your mid-tone in, you know, a fun color. You always, always, always want to start from the outside and work your way in, because wherever your brush touches first, that's going to be the greatest concentration of color. So you want to make sure that that concentration is in the spot where it's supposed to be. So we're going inwards, inwards, inwards always. And then that's it. Like I love these brushes. It just makes everything so simple. So once again, I'm going to give it a good little clean. I'm going to take a little bit of the original mid-tone, which was this color, the mid-tone, the one that it matches your skin tone. Take a little bit of that and put it on the under part of your eye. Again, starting from the outside and working your way in. And then clean your brush off again, and then take a little bit of whatever color that you chose. Again, my color was purple. So take a little bit of that color, and you want to put that also a little bit on the bottom there. If you want to use your crease brush, if you feel like that will give you a more precise look, you can absolutely use your crease brush. I just like the way that using the color brush makes it work for my eyes. So that's my preference. So make sure that your brush is clean and you get all of that off. And then you want to use a little bit of a highlighter color as well. So the highlighter color is going to be this one up here. It's going to be your lighter tone. Obviously, it's not going to match your skin tone. Otherwise, it wouldn't be highlighting. It would be a mid-tone. So I'm using just a little bit. Again, you don't want to use a ton. And I'm going under my brow bone just to kind of give my eyebrow a little bit more definition. And then I personally like to use a little bit of the highlight color in the crease of my eye. So like almost like you're just swiping it across. For one, it gives you a little bit of a highlight for the smoke, like it gives you that dramatic corner so that it doesn't look like your whole eye is smoky, so that it makes you look like you have a black eye. That's not the look that we're going for here. So a little bit going across like that. Again, I'm still using my color brush. I haven't used my crease brush yet. So then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. A little bit of highlighter. And really it's just to enhance your bridge bone. If you already have really wide eyes, like if you have a lot of area on your eyelids already, you don't necessarily have to put highlighter, a highlighting tone underneath your eyebrows. I just know that for me, my eyes tend to look droopier, so for me it opens it up. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So again, that's completely up to you. That's it. However your eyes are shaped, you want to make sure that you're doing it according to what your eye shape is. So just putting on a little bit more. And then next is the part that people get the most confused about, and that is with our crease brush, which again is the one that looks like this. It almost looks like it comes to a point. So I'm going to use our coal color, which is the black, and just very, very lightly with the tip, just kind of go over the shadow. Again, it's better to start out with less and gradually build. So you're going to start in the crease of your eye here and just draw it along the crease, starting from the outside again, working your way in. You just want to drag it across like that. And if you have your eyes semi-open, the brush will actually naturally follow your crease. You don't even really have to think about it very much, which is amazing. Again, I love our brushes. They kind of take the thought out of it for you. So dragging that up a little bit, And then I personally really like the dramatic look. So I usually use a lot of the darker, um, which is called our contrast tone. Or contour cones, sorry. So you want to go as dark as looks nice on you. And like I said, always build your color. That's the most important thing, build. So a little bit on the other side. For this, some people like to stipple, which means they're going, little dots. For me, I find dragging it across my crease gives me the exact, shape and color and tone that I want. So I know that the lighting in here is a little bit off. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer and close my eye so that you can really see what it looks like. And I haven't blended yet, so I'll show you how to do that as well. And then just to blend a little bit more, I'm going to take a little bit more purple so that it looks more purple than black. I'm going to take a little bit more of the purple and kind of just lightly brush over the black so that it gives a good blend. You don't want any harsh lines when you're doing this look. The idea is for it to be a gradual fade. You don't want any lines of color. It won't give you the look that you're looking for. So I take the purple and I gradually go over it again so that it all, blends very nice. Again, the lighting in here is kind of weird, so I'm going to post before and after pictures too so that you can see it a little bit better. This is basically just to show you how to use the brushes. So I'm going to put a little bit more on the other side as well because I love purple. I love what it does for my eyes. My eyes are brown. So a little bit more purple. And then the next thing is going to be eyeliner application. Now, for different people, they go about it different ways. So again, it just depends on your preference. Some people like liquid. Some people like to use a powder eyeliner. Some people like to use pencil. I will use anything from a gel eyeliner to a retractable pencil to just using a really dark shadow and just putting it in my lash line. So it just depends on the look that you're going for. Now, because this is a smoky eye and we want it to be dramatic, I'm actually using our gel eyeliner, which comes in a little tub like this, and it has a little brush that comes with it. And I will just put a little bit on the end of the brush. Again, always build. It's easier to add than it is to take it away. So what I do is I put the color at my lash line and just kind of brush up with it. Because the whole idea of eyeliner is making your eyelashes look thicker. It's not to necessarily give your eye a different shape because you never want to draw something on that isn't there. You want to follow your natural shape. I've heard a couple people give it like the reference of drawing on with a Sharpie, and we don't want that look. So just dabbing a little bit on my lash line, and then you never want to draw a straight line across. It won't give you the desired effect. So always small little dashes, and they will connect to look fluid. So just putting it on just like that. And then after the first line, the first layer of mascara has definitely dried at this point. So now, after I finish my left eye, I'm going to put on my second layer of mascara. So, again, if you're using a retractable pencil, you want to keep the same thing in mind. Always use dashes, never draw on a straight line. Just because if you start out too thick, you can't do anything about it. So if you use small dashes, again, you can build the look, you can build your color, rather than if you just draw on a straight line and then it's too much your first go and you can't do anything about it. So super, super easy with the eyeliner. The gel with the brush is actually my favorite. It gives me, in my opinion, it gives me the look that I'm looking for. So again, that's all personal preference. It's whatever you feel most comfortable using. And because it's a smoky eye, I'm doing, a little bit of a flare out. I don't know if you can see it, but a little bit of a flare out, just because it's a dramatic look, so you can get away with it. Not too far out, ladies. Keep it practical, but you're doing a smoky eye. It's sexy anyway, so why not have a little bit of fun with it? I'm just gonna put a little bit more on this side just to make it a little bit more even. That looks good. So, like I said, next step is gonna be our second layer of mascara. Ladies, 2 to 3 layers of mascara should do you just fine. I know that some girls go crazy with it and do like 7 or 8 layers. If you have thin eyelashes, that's totally fine, but you don't ever want your eyelashes to look like, what's that say, tarantula legs. Like, it's just not cute. It's not going to give you the desired look. So, like I said, always layer it up. So this is my second layer. And at this point, even just after the second layer, like, you can really start to see the definition. I'm using our lengthening mascara just because, like I said, I have a lot of eyelashes, but they're not very long. So I find that this mascara works best for me. And if your eye shape can take it, go ahead and put on a little bit of mascara on your bottom lashes too. If you can handle it and you have big enough eyes, go for it. It'll just enhance the look a little bit more, since we've already put our mid-tone and a little bit of our color underneath our bottom eyelid anyway. Go ahead and do, a line of mascara on the bottom too. If your eyes are big enough and your eyes can take it, you can put a little bit of eyeliner on there too, either at your lash line or on the wet tissue, just depending on how big or how small your eyes are. Remember that the closer that your eyeliner is to your eye, the smaller it makes your eye look. I have really big eyes, so my eyes can take it. I can put it on the soft tissue, but some people just can't. So that's again, it's personal. It's up to whatever your eye shape is. So I'm just going to take a little bit of what's left over on my brush. I'm not going to add any more. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the wet tissue right at my lash line. Again, we're just trying to make it as dramatic as possible, because this is our going out look. This is our sexy having fun look. So while my last shade, layer of mascara is drying, I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and that is showing you our eyebrow pencil that looks like this, and then it has the stiff bristled brush at the end of it. I personally love eyebrow pencils. Some people like powder, but I love the pencil. So the first thing that you want to do is take the brush side of it and brush up. Always brush up, never brush down. Brush up your eyebrows and out, just to give, a little bit of cleaning, grooming, and then it gives you your shape. So you're going to take your pencil and you're going to very, very lightly, feather light strokes, ladies. Don't draw one fluid line. It's awful. Don't do it. Just very light strokes in the direction that your hair is growing. So very, very feather light in the direction that your hair is growing. You just want to fill in the natural shape that your eyebrows already have. Again, God gave you what He gave you. You're trying to enhance what you already have, not trying to make it look like something completely different. So just dabbing on a little bit, and then you can take your brush and just kind of brush over what you just penciled on, and the brush will help make it look really natural. And if you can see, like, it just looks filled in. It doesn't look drawn, it doesn't look fake, it just looks filled in. So it's the same shape as, the one that hasn't been done yet, but it's just not as thin. So if you already have super thick eyebrows, and I don't mean thick, I just mean lots of hair, You don't have to necessarily use a pencil or whatever. You can just use a powder to give it that, that finished look. I just know that for me personally, when I'm using foundation, the foundation will make my hair a little bit less noticeable. So I just like the way that the pencil looks on me personally. But again, it's all up to you. It's how your face looks. It's how your eyebrows are, and then just going over it with the brush again. It just helps it make it look a little bit more natural, so that you're not again, you don't want it to look like a Sharpie. One of our Mary Kay girls said that, and it cracked me up. It made me laugh so hard because it's true. If you draw a straight line, it does kind of look like you did it with a Sharpie. So we don't want that. We want to enhance our natural beauty, not cover it up. So just really easy, no big deal at all. And then one last brush through. And then I'm going to do my last coat of mascara. I love the lash lengthening mascara. I really do. If you already have super long eyelashes, our Lash Love mascara and our Ultimate mascara is also amazing. I do have a preference for black eyeliner, black mascara, just because my hair is darker, and my eyes are a dark brown, almost black, so it really makes it pop. If I use brown, I just notice I don't get the drama that I'm looking for. So last layer, for me, 3 is perfect. Again, if you have really thin eyelashes, you might need 4 or 5 layers.